Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful town, there was a boy named Max who loved nothing more than exploring and daydreaming about incredible adventures. He wasn't just curious, he was the kind of kid who saw a locked door and thought, what's behind it? Max had scoured every nook and cranny of his house except for one, his grandfather's dusty attic. One rainy afternoon, boredom got the better of him. With the creak of old stairs beneath his feet, Max finally climbed into the attic. Inside, he found treasures of the past, boxes filled with yellowed maps, rusty tools, and mysterious trinkets. But one object stood out, an old, dusty clock tucked away in the corner. It wasn't just any clock. Its surface gleamed faintly, with detailed carvings of stars, moons, and spirals etched into its frame. As Max brushed off the dust, he noticed an inscription he'd never seen before. "Turn the hands, and time will bend." His heart raced. Could this clock travel through time? Curiosity bubbling inside him, Max carefully turned its hands backward. In an instant, a whirlwind of colors swirled around him. The attic disappeared, replaced by the sights and sounds of a bustling medieval marketplace. Max blinked in disbelief. "Hey there, young traveler," a warm voice called. Max turned to see a tall knight in shining armor. Tentatively, Max showed the knight the strange clock. The knight, whose name was Sir Cedric, whistled in amazement. "A magical timepiece. You're destined for adventure, my friend. Fancy joining me on a quest?" Max didn't hesitate. "Absolutely." Together they galloped on horseback to a grand castle surrounded by banners flying high in the wind. There, Max witnessed a medieval tournament, knights jousting, crowds cheering, and Sir Cedric competing valiantly. Throughout the day, Max learned about bravery, chivalry, and the bonds of camaraderie. That night, as stars twinkled above, Max turned the clock again. This time, he found himself under a blazing desert sun, staring up at the towering pyramids of ancient Egypt. A young girl named Nefertari greeted him with a wide grin, teaching him how to write his name in hieroglyphs. She shared stories of her life, her family, and the importance of tradition. Max marveled at the culture, the vast history, and the kindness of people so different from him. When the sun dipped below the horizon, Max knew it was time to go home. With a bittersweet goodbye, he turned the hands of the clock once more. In a flash of light, he was back in the attic, surrounded by the quiet of the rainy afternoon. From that day forward, Max's life felt bigger. Adventures had taught him about courage, friendship, history, and the joy of discovery. And whenever he longed for another journey, he knew his magical clock was always waiting. Because for Max, the hands of time were only the beginning.